1. Simply walking around the temple was soothing. The building had stains that told of its history. Around 3 people had moved out, but they were still family. They didn't seem to be friends, though. It was an incident captured by 3 people with some sort of connection.
あー、ほんと。行くなって言ってるけど行っちゃう。やだー。これに人も来て。はい。ああ、そういう。あ、ほんと。初めて来た。楽しい。時間がちょっと余ってればね。なんか落ちてるどんぐり全部大きくないですか？危ない。様です。みなり見たことなかった。
A terrifying moment was caught on video. The film warned not to go, but I still went. There was a bridge there. This area had been like this for a long time. It was quite fascinating. I'm sure you understand. I felt a sense of sorrow as I saw someone crawling on the floor. If you saw a rabbi here, you would see it. While the photographer was praying, an evil spirit appeared. It was a temple meant to seal away evil spirits. That must have happened. What would happen if you visited a temple without doing any research? 2. This is a brief glimpse of what's to come. Surveillance cameras were set up to monitor the elevator. Thanks to the camera, I was exhausted. If it's a security camera, its installation was a bit low, making it hard to see the laundry in front. Rebellion can be captured from a hidden angle. I'm worried it might be hard to catch. Even though it was spring, the sky was blue and clear. White clouds drifted across this space. Was something strange waiting to happen? Could you tell from inside the room? Something was approaching. Let's take another look. When the woman entered the room, after entering or leaving the room, a man wearing a white shirt appeared. He seemed to walk towards the woman. After his action, he disappeared. If you look closely, you can see there's a stain on his shirt that looks like blood. It seems to be a type of behavior. Could this be related to her? 3. This video was taken somewhere along a mountain trail. At first, the sound of people and cars was recorded, suggesting it wasn't far from a settlement. The road looked well maintained for pedestrians, so it seemed the person wasn't lost on the trail. The photographer was distracted by many cloud nests along the path, muttering to himself throughout the journey. Does this suggest he might also fall into some kind of fate in the future? Oh, do you understand? I saw something transparent in the midst of the greenery. Let me show you again those delicious trees. Because the other side was slightly transparent, it was hard to say, but it was a woman in a red dress. The photographer, who looked like this, also. Suddenly, the camera shifted sideways with a scream. It shook violently. Surrounded by green plants and looking down, there was nothing childish at the same time. I hope such a heartbreaking incident, where a girl once harassed and abandoned, doesn't occur here. But let's look at an old newspaper. 4. In the forest, some people were recording. I heard conversations that seemed to indicate they had found skybound. I wondered if they were here to investigate a historic event. However, given the relatively relaxed nature of the place, it's possible people visit here out of curiosity, as a way to visit haunted places. If they stepped into a place where a major tragedy had undoubtedly occurred, it would most likely give some sort of warning. But would these people be okay?
そうだね。ありそうはありそうだけど、なんかちょっと左側がガキ。早く呼ぼうよ。あ、ちょっと待って。今どこ？今。
Do you understand? A black shadow lurked around. Something was wrong.
ほんとなんか、あれなんか、リアルに、なんかあるよ。
Let's take another look. From the thick greenery, a path suddenly opened up leading to a place bathed in light, and it appeared. It was the black shadow, looking down, slowly stumbling back into life. It was a vicious aircraft in a place where a fierce battle had occurred decades ago. Could someone who came here be searching for a lost loved one they couldn't protect? You can see not only their facial expression but also their clothing. 5. A woman was drying laundry on the balcony of an apartment building, installed after a case of stolen underwear. If it's security camera footage, its installation was somewhat low, making it hard to see the laundry in front. Rebellion can be captured from a hidden angle. I'm worried it might be hard. Although it's currently spring, the sky is blue and clear. White clouds pass through this space. Was something strange waiting to happen? Could you tell from inside? Something was approaching. Let's take another look. Once the woman entered the room, a man in a white shirt appeared. It seemed he was heading toward her. After his actions, he disappeared. If you look carefully, you'll notice a stain on his shirt that looks like blood. It seems to be related to some sort of behavior. Is this linked to her? 6. This is a video from an abandoned building. The image quality seemed quite rough. Judging by the sound and the sweat of the recording, it seems to have been shot with an analog video camera. If we assume this is true, then the filming time could be quite old. As promised, the walls were covered with graffiti, and the floors were filled with signs. The building itself appeared to be quite large. However, the rooms were divided into smaller sections amidst the ruins. There seems to be a hidden fate that caused this place to become ruins. It's easy to imagine this happening, but is it really so? What story is hidden in these places? I wonder, Do you understand? I started from the second floor. Like someone who came. Let's take another look. The camera was on the stairs. When I looked up from halfway up, the floor appeared unstable. The quality of the video wasn't great, and it wasn't focused, making it hard to say. It was a woman with a bob haircut wearing a suit. This eerie clip comes from a live streaming ghost hunter who, that night, tried to explore an abandoned building. He examined every room and didn't realize a terrifying figure was caught on his camera.
Man, buat semua penunggu penghunian. Astagfirullah. Astagfirullah, juru banget. Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah ada di sini. Allah, Allah! Dia belakang, cok. Dia di belakang.
Suddenly, he was terrified when entering one of the bathrooms, where a clear image of a horrific face was recorded. As we can see, while he explored the building, many strange events, including sounds and apparitions, went unnoticed by him. When he tested his courage by entering one of the toilets, the horrifying face suddenly appeared behind him. When he turned, the figure vanished. But he still dared to test his courage, and the figure reappeared.
Abite ayeuna tekinten saena gaduh hiji boneka sareng.
This next horrifying video shows a man who, that night, dared to explore a graveyard considered haunted. He bravely tried to prove the myth of the apparitions there. Suddenly, he was shocked when a terrifying figure resembling a ghost child was clearly recorded on his camera. Take a look. As we can see, a disturbing figure resembling a ghost child was clearly recorded in the yard. The man was shocked by the event. This chilling video shows a ghost hunter who was terrified while exploring a famous haunted building.
Allahu Akbar! What's up? What's up?
Suddenly, a terrifying figure appeared in front of him. He quickly left the location, and the figure appeared again, causing him to panic and flee in fear. The next terrifying video comes from a ghost hunter who, that night, dared to explore a sacred graveyard. Sure enough, after exploring the graveyard, a terrifying apparition appeared, causing him to panic and run in fear.
Some history for you right here, guys. Whoa! Looks like she's buried with her husband. What the hell was that? Hello? What the hell?
As we can see, he explored the sacred graveyard. Suddenly, he was terrified by a horrifying figure that kept following him. He panicked and ran in fear. This chilling video is from the Cuban Mystery Horror channel, where that night, he dared to spend the night at a haunted location in the forest. He set up his tent with the intention of staying the night. Not long after, strange noises, like footsteps and cries, could be clearly heard. As the night grew darker, he decided to sleep in his tent, and suddenly a horrifying apparition was clearly recorded.
Allah.
As we can see, the night grew later, and he decided to sleep in his tent. Suddenly, footsteps and cries were heard. Without realizing it, the camera outside his tent clearly captured the image of a floating white figure behind the tent. He woke up, and that's when the horrifying event occurred again. This terrifying video is from a ghost hunter in Malaysia who, at the time, dared to investigate a notorious haunted location. Suddenly, he was shocked when a child's voice could clearly be heard from a distance. Sure enough, a figure appeared in front of him. When it was clearly visible, the figure stood in the distance and suddenly disappeared.
Ya, aku nampak budak tadi, bang. Hei! Allahu Akbar! Hei! Allahu Akbar!
As we can see, he became panicked by the many cries heard there. Suddenly, he was startled by the appearance of a child, who seemed to be calling out to him. He tried to approach the child, but it vanished. The investigation continued, and that's when the terrifying event happened again.
Apa? Astaghfirullahaladzim. Muka budak tu tengah-tengah. Keluar. Allahu Akbar. Aku nampak, ya Allah. Aku nampak, ya Allah. Allahu Akbar. Nak aku buat benda-benda macam ni. Allahu Akbar.
This terrifying video is from the Camping Horror channel, where Al-Maman, as usual, dared to visit a road deep in the forest. He set up his tent with the intention of staying the night at the location. Not long after, strange noises, like screams and footsteps from a distance, could be heard. Suddenly, a terrifying apparition was clearly recorded.
Nah, ini jalan arah makam, teman-teman. Ini arah jalan pemakaman, teman-teman. Allahu Akbar.
As we can see, he bravely stayed overnight to test his courage. Later that night, as it grew later, he was startled by screams clearly heard from within the forest. And suddenly, when he returned, his motorcycle mysteriously started on its own. He was thrown into panic and fear. He decided to set up a CCTV camera to monitor what was outside his tent, and suddenly a horrifying apparition was clearly recorded. This terrifying video is again from the Sapam Explore channel, where he bravely returned to a road that had an old hut by the side. In the previous video, he was frightened by the presence of a kuntilanak. Suddenly, as he tried to explore the nervous area, he was shocked by a horrifying apparition that suddenly appeared in front of him.
Sekitar seminggu yang lalu, saya sempat dikejutkan dengan sosok yang ada di sebelah sini, teman. Ini memang jalannya ini cor-coran ya, teman-teman, seperti ini. Tapi ini buntu, itu nggak ada. Itu apa lewat tadi itu? Kok bisa lupet lagi sih? Baru dicas loh. Apa ya?
This terrifying video is from the Spam Explore channel, where that night the person tried to visit a location he had previously been to. He bravely returned to prove something about the sightings still appearing there. At first, nothing seemed unusual until suddenly a heavy rain poured down. He was startled by a horrifying apparition.
Allah Akbar.
This next terrifying video shows a man who, that night, dared to test his courage by walking along a road deep in the forest. He told the story of how no one dared to walk that road at night. After a while, strange noises, like screams and a strong smell, could be heard. As he ventured deeper into the forest, a terrifying apparition suddenly appeared.
Teman-teman, jadi kita coba stop sebentar di sini. Karena saya tadi seperti melihat sesuatu. Itu apa ya? Itu apa sih? Teman-teman lihat nggak di depan ini? Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, la ilaha illallah, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kita mati mencari mahal. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Oke, kita nggak usah ngomong dulu. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kita nggak usah ngomong dulu. Kita pulang aja, kita pulang. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah.
Hi friends. Now you can join us and enjoy some interesting features. You can get special subscription emblems and also use interesting stickers. Let's join and interact specifically in the comments column. Thank you.